Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time we are going to be starting with some Premier League predictions. So the whole table we're going to predict this season is coming up in 1 to 2 weeks time. So I'm very excited for this season. Lots of teams making a lot of moves in this window. Enough yapping. Let's get straight into the video where we will predict the standings for the whole Premier League 24-25 season. Let's see if we get them accurate. So number 1, I think in first place, Arsenal will win the Premier League. Firstly, this season, or this past season, they did get very close. I believe they're like 2 points off, and the season before, I believe around 8 points off. So we're just getting closer and closer, and I think this season we will finally get it right. We got Calafiori as a new signing. Obviously, we saw a lot of him, or a bit of him, in the Euros. He did quite well. Very good at bringing the ball up. He could play that left back position, which is most likely where he will play in the Arsenal team. Very good defensively, great at bringing the ball up. He could probably invert in our team as well. And I think Arsenal are gonna look very, very strong this season. They just need the missing piece is just that striker up top. So the current moment we are looking at Osimhen. I don't know if we're close or not, but he would be a fantastic signing for us, and that will make us basically unstoppable, I believe. So Arsenal in first for me. In second, Manchester City. I think they might drop a bit in their level or quality. They haven't made too many signings. I think they signed Savio, so that's one signing for Manchester City, and pretty much the only one I think they made, apart from the youngster from the MLS. And I mean, Manchester City overall, they have a very good team. Obviously have De Bruyne, Haaland, Doku impressed in the Euros. He impressed me, and this past season he had quite a alright season, but he's very dangerous on that wing. And obviously the defense is pretty solid. I would say Walker is dropping off quite a bit for Manchester City, but overall the team just looks quite strong. Probably same amount of quality as last season. So I just think they will finish second and Arsenal will come out on top this season. And third, I think Aston Villa will finish in third place. Now this might be a kind of bold prediction, but they're looking very good, honestly, as Douglas Luiz went to Juventus, as we all know, and they came in with the signing of Amadou Onana from Everton. And as well in the Euros, he was quite good covering that space in the middle for Belgium. We saw how good he was with bringing the ball up as well for Belgium. So obviously I do think he will fit straight into that Aston Villa team. I think Aston Villa will continue to improve under Unai Emery. And Watkins obviously having an incredible season, and he played quite well in the Euros. Whenever he got the chance to, he actually sent England to the final as he scored the last minute goal in the semi-final. So great player from Watkins there. And number 4, I'm gonna go with Liverpool. Liverpool obviously have a new coach in Arne Slot. A lot of people are unsure about how we'll play, but we had the Arsenal versus Liverpool preseason match a few days ago here, and Liverpool were cooking Arsenal in the first half. They were playing very, very well. We had a Elliott over the top ball assist, incredible goal or assist from him, and it was a great goal from Fabio Carvalho. He just took it down and then he just banged it into the net. Liverpool, they have brought in I don't think they have brought in anyone. They still have Nunez up top, obviously, and he needs to prove to us that this season could be the one where he scores a lot of goals. And if not, I think Yakpo will play in that center forward or striker position. Then we'll see Diaz, if he stays at the club, we'll see him on the left side. And obviously Salah is looking very good. He's in very good shape as well, as we've seen a lot of pictures of him. He's in very good shape, ready for the season, and I think Liverpool will do quite well under their new manager. And at number 5, I actually went for Tottenham. I think Tottenham will do a lot better this season. And the striker position, they are looking at Dominic Solanke at the moment, who has done very well this past season. I believe he got around 19 goals or so for Bournemouth. So obviously he is a Premier League proven striker, and they haven't had a top quality striker ever since Harry Kane left 2 seasons ago, or last season. So the team overall looks alright. Obviously Dragusin looked very good in the Euros for Romania. Romero, a very good center back whenever he plays for Spurs, but Maddison will be back in this squad this season, although he did miss it quite a bit last season due to injury. Heung-min Son is obviously the main man in this team, and I think Postecoglou, we saw in a preseason match that this guy got so heated during a halftime talk. I believe there were a goal or 2 down. This guy just went off on them, started screaming at them, telling them they could do better, and they came back and absolutely smashed their competition, their opponents as well. And that's what you need from a manager, to motivate you to push, work harder, and get the win. Number 6, this might be a surprising one, but I went for Manchester United. They have done some very good business this season in striker. They got Xerxes. They're looking at De Ligt as well. Lenny Yoro they signed, but unfortunately he did get injured in preseason, so he's going to be out for a few weeks or a month or 2, so that's, I would say, a big blow. So the center back partnerships is gonna be probably Maguire and Alessandro Martinez. Hoyland as well got injured, so he'll be out for, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot of big misses in this Manchester United team, but they are looking a bit better, I would say. And Sancho is back at Manchester United, so hopefully he'll make a difference this time at Manchester United. Newcastle, I haven't seen them make too many signings, or no signings at all currently, but they have a very good striker in Isak. In his first season, he did absolutely incredible. He's shown the quality he has. Very good dribbling, shooting, his finishing is very good. I would say overall good team, but I don't know, something was missing last season. Maybe it was due to injuries or something, but I think Newcastle will come back and finish in this 7th place position. Hopefully Eddie Howe can get them above the 7th place position, but we will see. Now I think in 8th, I'm gonna go with West Ham. West Ham had a incredible transfer window. Currently, they are looking at Fulkrug, who has basically agreed personal terms with West Ham, so he is almost confirmed as a West Ham player. Somerville as well. Tadibo might be joining as well. West Ham are just making some absolutely incredible signings this summer. They are ready to probably finish in that top 7 or top 8 spot, but I put them in 8th. They have a new manager, former Wolves manager in Lopetegui, so I think he's gonna have this team more attacking than Moyes had his team. Moyes had his team very defensive minded, and I think maybe this change was very good for West Ham. Now in terms of Chelsea, I went for 9th in Chelsea, and Chelsea currently, they haven't made too many signings, but we have had the rumors of Conor Gallagher moving away from them, going to Atletico Madrid. Now obviously they have a new manager in Enzo Maresca. I'm very interested, or very excited to see how this Chelsea team does. Obviously in the striker position, they will have either Nkunku or Nico Jackson, and they're gonna have Palmer, Sterling, Enzo, Correa. Solid defense, fairly young team as well, so I just put them in 9th due to them having a fairly young team, and this is Enzo Maresca's first season in the Premier League with Chelsea, so I think they will finish 9th. Personally, I don't think they will do that well, but in 10th, I think Crystal Palace finish in 10th. They had a pretty good season this past season. They're playing very well under their new manager, Oliver Glasner. Elise, fortunately for Crystal Palace, he did make the move to Bayern. Eze is rumored to leave as well. That might be another blow for them, but they need to find replacements. Crystal Palace, they already signed Kamada from, I believe, Eintracht Frankfurt. That's going to be a solid midfielder for them, and I think overall Crystal Palace will finish 10th, but I could see them finishing above 10th, maybe around 7th or 8th, around there. But so many good teams in this upcoming Premier League season if to go with 10th. Now in 11th, we have Brighton. Now Brighton haven't made too many signings. They obviously have a new manager at the club. His style of play is very different, I've heard, and I'm interested to see how he sets up this team. Matoma will be back in this team. Ferguson, hopefully he starts. Very young player and very good striker up top. And I think we're going to see a very different style of play from Brighton. Maybe a more balanced team, like defensively good and attacking very good as well. So I'm just very interested tactically how this new manager does at Brighton. Number 12, I put Fulham. Now Fulham, they signed Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal. We got the news a few days ago, and that's a rough one for Arsenal. Obviously, a lot of fans don't want to see him go, but it's what's best for him to get his game time, as he wasn't going to get too much game time at Arsenal. And Fulham got themselves a very good player in Smith-Rowe, and I think Fulham, in terms of signings, apart from Smith-Rowe, they haven't done too well. Maybe Marco Silva will change something up this season. We will have to see. I just see them finishing in the mid-table position. 13th, we have Wolves. Now Wolves have done alright this past season. Obviously, Gary O'Neill is still at Wolves, and he did pretty good, I would say, at Wolves this past season. Obviously, they have a lot of good players in Neto, Wang Hee-chan, Matheus Cunha, who came from Atletico Madrid, but hopefully he could get the best out of this team. He played, I believe, a 5-back last season with the wing backs kind of being left mid, right mid, attacking when fullbacks going up when they were attacking, but when they were defending, obviously dropping back and making it a 5-back. I'm very interested to see if Gary O'Neill changes something up, or will he have his team just have the same style of play. 14th, I have Bournemouth. So they're obviously, Andoni Iraola did a very good job with Bournemouth this past season, getting their joint best tally in the Premier League ever, the history of the club, which is amazing. Making history with this team, and they have a lot of players in Kluivert, Solanke, who I said earlier might be leaving as well. They have a young center back in Zabarni. It's just an overall pretty good team. I just see them finishing mid-table. I think the teams above just have a lot more quality. In 15th, I have Brentford. This might be too high for Brentford, possibly, because they haven't been too active in terms of transfer news or transfer moves this past few seasons. Honestly, they haven't brought in too many players that could make a real difference, and Thomas Frank is obviously still in the coaching position at Brentford. They had the news that Tony might be leaving as well. He was obviously linked with Manchester United, Tottenham, so I think he will stay though, personally. Maybe one more season, and then he might move to a club that wants him. Gonna be interesting. But Brentford 15th might be too high, but I think they will finish around there. In 16th, I put Everton. Obviously Everton, a pretty good season, I would say, last season, with probably the 3rd best defense or 4th best defense in the Premier League. That was pretty surprising to me when I found that out, because overall they couldn't really get too many wins and they were like so low in the table, even though they had the third best defense. Calvert-Lewin, we haven't seen too much of him. We hadn't seen too much of him last season, scoring not too many goals, but maybe he could turn up this season. Obviously, we gotta take into account he had an injury last season, and McNeil was pretty decent as well. Doucouré was a very good player in the midfield. Tarkowski, Branthwaite were very good in the defense. Branthwaite is linked with a move to Manchester United. I don't know if that's still going on or if it kind of broke off. So in my opinion, Everton in 16th. In 17th, I went with Nottingham Forest. I think they will finish in 17th, to be fair. They have a lot of good players, I would say. Hudson-Odoi, they have Gibbs White, Elanga, striker Awani, who I swear that guy just like bullies Arsenal whenever he plays against them. But I think overall good attack. They just need to find a style of play that really suits them, and I think they will do very, very well. And maybe they might push higher than 17th is where I predicted them, but all depends on how they play and how they get their results in each match. So in 18th, I went for Leicester City. I think they will get relegated, especially as they lost their manager with Enzo Maresca going to Chelsea, newly promoted team from the Championship, and this might be a rough season for them. Obviously, Jamie Vardy is still there. Fair play to him, sticking with the club. Relegation, being in the Championship, even when they won the Premier League, what a time for Leicester City. But Jamie Vardy, fair play. Fair play, gotta respect the loyalty. And overall, I just think it will take time for Leicester City. With the new coach, it might take time to adjust to maybe new tactics or like how the manager wants them to play. So in terms of that, I just think they will finish in the bottom half in 18th. In 19th, Ipswich Town. I believe, unfortunately, I have a lot of friends who are Ipswich Town like fans. I'm sorry, but I see them getting relegated next season. Obviously, they brought in some pretty good signings in Ben Johnson from West Ham. Amari Hutchinson, who was on loan at Ipswich, had a very good season in the Championship. He was on loan from Chelsea, and now they signed him permanently to Ipswich Town. And some very good signings from Kieran McKenna, and he had them playing very, very good football. If he could continue that in this Premier League season, I think they will not get relegated. But personally, I just think they don't have that Premier League quality, in my opinion. They might surprise me, or they might even prove me wrong. Hopefully. 19th, I think Ipswich Town. And in 20th, Southampton, like a few seasons ago, they got relegated. In 20th place, I believe they got through the playoffs. They obviously have a player in Armstrong. I think Bednarek is still at the club. Another player who is still at the club is Kyle Walker-Peters. Like, by now I would have thought he would have went to a bigger club, but fair play, sticking with Southampton, and they got promoted into the Premier League. But once again, it all depends on how they play in this Premier League season. All of these teams, it all depends on how they play, how they get the results. And yeah, that's my prediction. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your prediction for this upcoming Premier League season. I'm very excited to see all of these teams play, and hopefully we see some surprises and some maybe upsets in this season. It would be very good. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below your predictions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.